Look at that. It's pretty farcical. It cracked all the way through here. So we're on our way to South Australia.
Extension fitted. I think the other options.
We know
They're
that.
not options.
You can also get Wi-Fi.
Time for a King Billy's, I think. You've outdone yourself once again.
God, breathe. Did you get shots? Just thought I'd film this before we have a Barney. With Barney rubble. We're trying to sort out the van in preparation for the South Australian trip, and we're just trying to work out what goes in the tunnel boot and what's going to go in the dog box, because that's going to get converted in half. So Coco can go in half of it and we can put other stuff in the dog box.
So our unique discussion was, Laura was like, all right, let's take everything out that we're not going to take to South Australia and we'll just put it on the side and won't worry about it. And my argument to that is, no, we need to keep everything in the van that we're always going to take. So, you know, when we do our lap around Australia, we want to make sure that that stuff stays in the van. Otherwise we'll end up forgetting things and the van won't be weighted properly and all that jazz. That's my argument.
He has a point. I mean, I bet you we'll be somewhere. You think I didn't see that? I bet you we'll be somewhere and we'll be like, oh, I left that at home. And then there will be a Barney rubble on the trip.
She's like, oh, do we really need the recovery gear? I'm like, yeah. When you're in up shit creek without a paddle, you need recovery gear.
By the way, do you like his haircut? He looks very smart,
It's a
doesn't
bit
he?
short. She's gone a bit short on me, but never mind.
It
It'll
wasn't
grow
me.
back.
It's the hairdresser.
Of course. We're not in COVID. When you used to cut me hair.
Yeah. Let's get the rest of the stuff out, because we need some room in there.
And the other thing, she's like, do you really need this in there? Of course I do. That's me fishing pot.
I swear to God, if that doesn't get used, it's not coming on the next trip.
Oh, yes. What we're trying to do is take a little bit of weight off the tow ball. It's right on the limit sort of thing, which means we can't have too much weight in the back of the Land Cruiser. So we're trying to eliminate a little bit of weight off the front end here, which means I'm going to take the barbecue out of the toolbox at the front here. We're going to put it in here, and it sort of makes a bit of sense anyway, because the table that I made, it's easier for me to pull that out straight away and then just grab the barbie, which goes this way, and bang. So that's the reason, and it's pretty easy to put it in here. It's actually like right height. Put it like that. Perfect. We might find some sort of bag for it. Now, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Journey Unknown. I'm Troy. Laura's getting things ready for the trip away, and we've just come across something today that's a little bit concerning. We've had the caravan for a good 6 months now, and a client come in today and he's having a look at the van as I was doing some work for him, and he's like, oh, why is your cable clamped to the bottom of your chassis, your brake cable? And I didn't even notice it. Have a look at this. Look at that. That there is the handbrake cable. Pull this on. We always wondered why it was a little bit tight. The reason why it's tight is because I put the stone guard directly over the top of the cable, and it's clamped the cable to the bottom of the chassis, which means the brakes are on. I need to remove this U-bracket, you know, so it's safe to tow really at the end of the day, because it's pretty farcical to come across something like this. Like, this is 101 sort of stuff for these caravan manufacturers. It's pretty dangerous to make this particular mistake. Look at that. Not on one side, but we'll do it to both. And that's clamped up really, really tight. So we might be able to use a handbrake soon. The other little issue that I wanted to show you guys that I had to repair was another safety sort of issue, was the back of our diesel tank. The lid had cracked all the way through here. I actually couldn't leave that the way it was. Diesel was spilling out over the sides, and that is just not good. I'll fix these little things here, and then what we'll do is we'll obviously notify the manufacturer and just to let them know so it doesn't happen to anyone else. There you have it, crisis averted. How it should be. It's crimped the cable a little bit there, as you can see. But it hasn't frayed, so that should be all right. That's why you pay the big bucks for these caravans, so you can go around and fix everything up. That's what I've found. Back on tour. So we're on our way to South Australia. Tell the gang where we're off to, sweetheart.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, we're off to Lake Colac. Lake Colac's about 2.5 hours from where we live. It is past Geelong on the inland route.
It's one of the largest lakes in Victoria.
Does that mean that there's fish in there?
I wouldn't go as far to say that, but it is quite a large lake. We've got the paddle board. The weather's really overcast. It's still warm, but it's not great conditions. Very, very windy here in Victoria. But as you know, with Victoria, it can change in a second. Before you know it, it's either going to be pouring with rain.
You can't even see it.
Laura tends to get the shifts where it's absolutely bucketing with rain and windy as, not to mention that she had to navigate over the West Gate. So, you know, at about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, travelling over the West Gate isn't ideal, especially at the moment because there's so many roadworks going on there. But we got through, and now we're dealing with this. Just crazy.
Look at the rear view camera. I can barely see who's behind me in my lane.
Anyway, we've got an hour and 15 minutes to Lake Colac. Hopefully the rain passes through. It's Thursday today, and we believe the weather's going to get better around Sunday, so fingers crossed.
What's the weather radar saying though?
It's saying pissing with rain and windy. Well, we just got the police that have pulled us over for God knows what reason, but we'll soon find out. We'll keep recording. Breathalyzer.
Hi.
Hello. From the High Patrol, pulled you over because you don't have extension mirrors fitted.
Oh.
I've been following you for more than 1.5 kilometres trying to get you to pull over. Obviously you can't see me.
Well,
No, because look how when we're driving, the water's spraying up on the camera.
Yeah.
but the mirrors that we've got had actually fallen off.
Yeah, we
You
have.
had?
Yeah.
So, and have you explored any other options?
So
Well,
we
it's
can't
literally
get-
just happened. Like,
Well,
just
both of
outside
them
of...
happened at the same time.
No,
No,
we threw them out because they were no good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but you still got to have them. You can't just
Yeah, I
decide
know,
not to tow them.
But where do we pull up to get them?
Sorry?
Where do we pull up to get them? Colac. That's where we're on our way to.
So it's only just happened today.
Yeah,
Have you got the broken ones with you?
we threw them out.
because we stopped at the servo
Just outside.
Where was that?
in Point Cook.
So you've driven all the way from Point Cook, which is in Melbourne, to
Yeah.
here, and you couldn't find anywhere along the way to stop.
Yeah, we're on the
Where can we
highway. We're
stop?
going straight to Colac.
But you know the legal obligation is they're not optional, they have to be fitted.
Unfortunately, because it's a brand new car, they don't fit properly. So
Yeah, but
so
there
they
are
shadow
other
around.
options, like you can replace these.
No.
With
So
actual
can't.
this is
side
a
out.
300 series.
They can't.
Toyota.
They're not.
They don't make them for
they're not
here.
made.
Well, I'm just saying these are other options.
We know
They're
that.
not
Yeah.
options.
You can also get Wi-Fi cameras that fit to all sides.
I've got a camera.
Yeah, you've got a rear one, but I said you can get them that go on the sides. So you need to cover your blind spots.
We thought we were covered because we had the generic ones that fit on there on the side of the mirror, but they've shaken off, which is probably more dangerous. We've looked at the MSA mirrors and we've looked at the Clearview mirrors, and they both don't make them for 300 series, unfortunately, because it's a brand new car.
That's the problem. We can't even get a bull bar for this car yet.
Yeah, okay. Probably because of COVID stopped everything from coming into the country.
Pretty much.
It's just because...
Have you got your licence with you? Where are you heading off to, like Warrnambool or somewhere like
Just
No,
that?
we're
Colac.
actually going to Lake Colac.
Just Colac,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
to the camping area.
we can look at
You
trying to
can
get...
do Colac. I'm not actually sure.
There's a Bunnings there.
Yeah, Bunnings. Is
Yeah.
I don't think they do mirrors.
Is there camping?
Is there...
Oh, Super Cheap
Super
might have it.
Cheap?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, there's a Super Cheap in the same street as Bunnings.
Yeah.
We'll
Bromfield
try
Street.
Super Cheap.
We'll go
Try
there
in there.
in
I
the
just need to
morning.
blow into the straw for me. Stop there, that's
That's what I thought.
okay. So
Thank
that's a good. Yeah. I understand your situation, but like, it's
Yeah.
not a very nice day, but like I said, we've been following for 1.5 kilometres, and I deliberately sit in your blind spot. I make no excuses for that. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
But you need to find some sort of option,
Yeah.
of some sort of mirror or something like that.
Yeah. Just the ones that we purchased obviously weren't good enough for the
Yeah.
car. And we were happy to buy new ones, but because it's a brand new car, they don't fit the mirrors properly.
Yeah.
So
And it's
That's the same
frustrating for us because,
Yeah.
like, we can't
You can't
change
get the ones that
these.
slide out.
The Clearview mirrors, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a couple of guys that I've pulled over recently. They've got those Wi-Fi. They've added like these.
Yeah.
But they add extra cameras.
right.
So they put them on the sides, and then
Yeah.
somehow they open it up like into like a quarterly screen.
right.
So then
are
you've got
they
a view.
legal?
Sorry.
So are they legal instead
Yeah.
of the mirrors?
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you know that
So
we've got
vis-
those?
Sorry.
How would you know if we've got those?
Because I'd see it on that. See how you've only got one view.
Yeah.
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 When you've got multiple cameras, it breaks the screen
It's
up into
got-
4,
Not the...
and it shows me multiple views.
yeah.
But instead of pulling us over, can you see something external to show that we've got side cameras?
Yeah, it'll stick out like
Okay.
I can see your rear view camera. I see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the side ones are like
Yeah, yeah.
they're the same deal, like a little box
Well,
that
we
sticks
might
out
look
the
at
side
those
here.
instead of... Like, we'll get the mirrors, but instead
Yeah.
of the towing mirrors.
The
Yeah.
mirror's only just going to get you, but a lot of people say they're all transitioning across to this new camera
Right.
technology.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, because,
Because
some of them even put one on the front of your caravan, and it shows your hitch and everything.
Oh.
So make sure your plugs are all plugged in, your chains are operating, they're
That's
breathing
good.
on the
We've got that.
ground, all that sort of stuff.
So
Yeah,
we've
but
got that on that
you
camera.
can't when you drive because you've got
Yeah,
to
but
put
you
that.
No,
Yeah, so that'll go off once you go into
Exactly.
forward or something like
Yeah,
that. What's the tonnage on your caravan? Is it over 2 tonne?
3.5.
Yeah, you've got a breakaway brake system.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we're
That-
all
yeah.
safe on that.
We actually
regard.
got it. We got it professionally weighed, so
Yeah.
we're within our limits. That's the other issue. They haven't even got a GVM upgrade for these cars
This
yet.
car.
Hey, stop worrying.
They haven't even got a GVM upgrade for these cars yet. So
Well, that's the thing with COVID and everything else. A
Yeah.
lot of stuff's
it's
either
been
not
on
coming into the
backload.
country
Yeah.
or it's just sitting on the docks and
Exactly.
they don't have the staff to unpack it all.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
because these cars are so new,
Yeah.
they haven't been engineered for the bull bar, the snorkel, the GVM upgrade.
Alright, so ARB doesn't have any. I
No,
No.
suppose they're too new, yeah.
they're all too new.
Alright,
They
just be
got-
careful is all I
Yeah.
can say.
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank
Careful
you.
with your merging and yeah.
Yeah, no
We'll
worries.
go
Thanks.
to Super
Thanks for your
Cheap
help.
tomorrow. Told you you should have kept the mirrors.
I got us out of the shit.
No, I know, but that's why. Because I knew if we get pulled over and you're like, just throw them out. So we threw them out, didn't we?
Yeah.
They're not in the car.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I
we
think-
threw them out.
I had to tell a little white lie, but
Well, it's true. It just didn't happen today.
yeah. I just obviously didn't want to fine.
Yeah.
I was just telling him, you know, what would you like us to do at the end of the day? Because it's a brand new car. Those mirrors are crap. They're more dangerous than what they're worth. So he's just going by the letter of the law. I understand that, but practicality, that there is, you can't use them. They wobble around, they fall off, they're shit.
Yeah.
We tried to do the right thing.
Knock them.
I like the idea of the cameras on the side. I never heard about them. So he's obviously pulled a lot of people up over it.
But he's like,
so
you've driven the whole way from Point Cook to here and haven't bothered to get towed?
Well,
why would we? We've just sat in traffic for 4 hours.
Mate, we're on a highway. Like, I'm not going to pull into Geelong and go through peak hour traffic to find mirrors that don't even work properly.
And you should have seen the other copper.
Yeah.
He's gone right to the back of the van, just looking around at all these things. And they were trying to find something to get us out. But like you said, you would have heard, he sat in my blind spot specifically to catch us out.
I reckon you would have seen him. It's because...
Look, babe, look at the
No,
glare.
but we're on the phone to Dad. That's why. So the coppers sat behind us. I was talking to Dad through the phone, and obviously Laura's driving. So the coppers sped up in front of us, pulled up beside us, pulled up in front of us, and then we pulled over. And as you heard the conversation, he's talking about the mirrors. You know, 9 times out of 10 people would say, oh, yeah, sorry, mate, I'll go and get new mirrors. But the truth of the whole situation is that those mirrors are crap.
Yeah.
Why go?
He's pulled someone else over now.
Yeah, he's got someone else here.
Don't pull me over.
We've got the camera at the back of the Caravan, so it's a really bad day. It's pouring rain. It's hard to see. Even if you had side mirrors, you still wouldn't have seen him, I don't reckon. He's saying he sat in the blind spot.
I don't look at this thing. I look at the road.
That's right.
So even if he was right behind me, I didn't see him till he got about here, and then I realised there's a cop and it's flashing lights.
Did he have his flashing lights?
Yeah, he did. But then he went past me, so I thought he was going to get someone. But then he's like going like this, like pull over.
Yeah. It all worked out. Common sense prevailed.
And we'll film the shit mirrors that we put on this car tomorrow, and they'll just flap the whole way to South Australia.
See, he tried to tell us, well, you should have got the clear view mirrors or the MSA mirrors. He was oblivious to know that they don't make them for this particular car, and that we'd tried every effort to get them.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. He's learnt something. We've learnt something. Move on.
We don't intend in being unsafe. And that's the first thing we wanted on this car, new mirrors.
100%. We got this car to be safe. And we're trying to tick all the boxes to make sure everything's legitimate and safe for us and other road users. We're here, Lake Colac, a few minutes late after a little encounter with the boys in blue.
What a great start to the trip.
Love it. Anyway, there's a few people here by the looks of it.
Oh my God. What the hell is that?
And we get pulled up.
Yeah, seriously. There is a few people here. What are you doing?
There's a lot more people than what we expected. But that's all right. We're only here for one night. We'll bunker down. Oh, she's blowy. Perfect though. Not great weather, but beggars can't be choosers. Geez, you just hit that branch, darling. No, it's good. It's level. It's beautiful weather.
Oh, you haven't seen that before, have you?
Usually we only get one notch out of that, but it's what happens when you fix it.
Good job, darling.
Beautiful.
Good job.
There's the girl.
We're here.
There's the girl.
We're here.
Oh, I didn't get any beer. crucial. Shit. I've got to get beer. That is a big mistake. Don't be fooled by me having a t-shirt on. It is freezing. Crank up the diesel heater, sweetheart.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the first day of holidays.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I've just found a phone on the outside. God knows whose it is, but we'll see if we can find whose it is.
We'll charge it.
It's got sand all through it. It'd be nothing worse than losing your phone or wallet. I'll tell you what, I find wallets and phones and it's just crazy. Oh, you're comfortable? Look at you. Living the dream.
She's like, it's freezing and it's wet, Mum. Open the door.
Time for a King Billy's, I think. She's going to be indoors this afternoon by the looks of things. She's blowing a gale. The sun's just trying to come out. Laura's whipping up another amazing charcuterie board.
Trying to.
You've outdone yourself once again. So you wouldn't believe it, but we're actually in the middle of summer. February, start of Feb, and it is blowing. It's blowing its ass off. That's what it's doing. One of the Zarsoff brothers. It is ridiculously windy, and we're bunkered in here. We're just going to have our charcuterie and a couple of drinks, call it a night. That's what we're doing.
I went to the car, nearly got knocked out by the front door. Yep.
I don't mind it. I'm happy to bunker
Yeah,
down.
I know.
It's good.
You like days like this? Watch a bit of YouTube tonight. Cuddles with the girl.
Bit of Netflix. There'll be no cuddles. She'll be on her bed and we'll be on ours. That's how it's going to go. Well, good morning, guys. Another beautiful day in Colac, sunny Colac, blowing an absolute gale. It blew all night, so we're out of here. That's what we're doing. We're heading off to Mount Gambier today.
Good morning. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We love it. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I wanted to go for a bit of a run this morning, but the weather's just not conducive for that. That's my excuse anyway.
It's shit house.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It actually blew all night.
Okay, why don't we go for a walk in this?
That's it. When your dog won't walk in it, you won't walk in it. Well, fortunately, we're all hooked up and ready to go. But the old wind has jammed the sup into the step.
Oh my god.
You little beauty. I think we're just going to have to kick it, rip it. Like that.
God, it's freezing.
There's got to be a better system. If you could only feel the cold. This is summer. This is Victorian summer. What is the temperature? Oh my god, it's 8 degrees.
8 degrees.
Thank goodness we were hooked up. We didn't unhitch last night. so we're reasonably level, and we knew that we're heading off today. But I'll tell you what, she would have been hard going having to hook that up in those conditions. This morning's proceedings is straight to Super Cheap to get some mirrors that we'll put on the car that we won't officially use. They'll just sit there and look good, because you want to do the right thing, you know.
But legally they'll be on there.
They'll be on there legally.
Tick a box.
Yeah. We've got 3.5 hour drive. It's not too bad to Mount Gambier. So that'll probably be about 4.5 in these conditions, or 5 maybe.
Thank you for all your comments on the safe travels, by the way. It's really nice to get, you can obviously see the conditions we're driving in, so we want to get there safe, but we appreciate your thanks.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Your support, you guys that comment, just make us want to keep producing videos, and you know, hopefully more people like what they see and eventually subscribe. That'll be great. Helps us out heaps. So thank you, and we'll get on the road. Hopefully we don't get pulled up this time.
No, we're doing a good deed.
Oh, that's right. We're about to head to the police station, and the phone that I found yesterday, we're going to go and hand that in. So we'll just take it into the local cop shop on our way to Super Cheap Auto. We'll see you there.
Kick it, rip it.
We're not going anywhere just yet. Got to take the old handbrake off. There you go, we're good to go. Check, double check. You have to go. Oh, it's a bit of wheel spin.
Yeah, soggy wheat bits. Did we get chocks?
Oh, that's why it was spinning.
Oh shit, babe. Oh, no, you can tell we're amateurs, aren't we? We've been camped in a while. It's only been one weekend.
It's because of this crap weather, and we're not.
We just want to go.
Yeah, we just want to head off. Anyway, we're testing Laura's reversing skills, because she's reversing straight down the
into that guy's caravan.
I could just run back and get them.
So did we just roll straight over them?
Yeah, that's why it was hard. I was like, why is it a bit hard to take off?
I was looking at his chocks and I'm like, I'm sure we put chocks down last night.
This is just dream living right here. Yep. Yeah, well and truly dug in the ground. Awesome. There you go, they just come flying off.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of
God, I'm so nervous. I've got the ring in my pocket.
Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here.